Welcome back, y'all, to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. Giving a quick preview of this Dallas Philly game. I told you guys about a month ago when all the trades went on with Golden Tate from Detroit, with Ha Dix from Green Bay, and with Amari Cooper coming from the Raiders to the Cowboys. It's going to come down to those three teams and who's going to basically do handling business in the East. Philly has won two in a row. I think that Dallas is on a three-game winning streak. I think Washington's on a two-game losing streak. They playing the Giants today. They in a must-win situation, obviously, today. Must-win situation with them. Uh, also, that's what I said about a month ago, and it's gonna come down to that. And Amari Cooper, one of the funniest things, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention. One of the funniest things that I sit up there and saw, and I just saw it a second ago. When I go over some notes, I want to check out some new things and just something that I may have missed or that I see in all the hoopla on some of these shows and everybody saying. And I've been critical. I've been extremely critical of Dak Prescott, even when Dak was coming out of Mississippi State. I like the kid's gutsy play, but I never really thought that he possessed a strong arm. And he doesn't really possess a strong arm. For a guy his size, in my opinion, he doesn't have a big arm. You don't really need a big arm in pro football. You need an accurate arm. Big arms are fine, but you need an accurate arm. That's what you need. And so I'm listening to these guys and listening to about how what Dallas needs to do to continue to kind of keep doing what they're doing. Now, Dallas, I've been screaming for the last 10 years, like I've already told you guys. I've been screaming for the last 10 years, Dallas needs to get more nasty on defense. I've been saying that for a decade, okay? And I think they finally turned the corner. They got one of the best defenses in the league. They shut down New Orleans Saints, and I didn't even think that that was going to happen. I figured that they could win, but I didn't figure that they was going to shut them down to 10 points and hold Brees to 127 yards passing, period. And they did something that needed to have been done that I hadn't seen done since he came in the league. Alvin Kamara, now standing back. I still never saw nobody lay the wood to him. He got the wood laid to him last week. They laid wood on him. And that's how you play defense. Even though I know my man, they just sit up there, they're going to find Jalen Smith. I don't care. Jerry Jones should come out of his front pocket. That's pocket change for him. He should come out the front pocket and say, I'll pay that. Because he was laying wood all day. Him and Van Der Esch, them guys are playing lights out. And just on a side note, they need to keep Van Der Esch in there. I've already seen enough of Van Der Esch, even from I didn't even know who he was last year, or basically earlier part of the year. I'm talking about before the draft, until I started watching highlights on him. I was like, and whatnot. Then when Dallas picked him up, I'm just like, wow. I said they need somebody like that. He does remind you of a Brian Urlacher and whatnot. The kid is going to play with Jalen Smith. They're there. I like Sean Lee, but at the same time, Sean Lee cannot stay on that field. This kid is already showing better qualities from this other guy already. He can cover the pass. He's got two or three, I think, two interceptions. He's sideline to sideline. Like I say, he can drop back. And some people talking about he's not a thumper. I'm not concerned. I want tacklers. I'm not concerned with thumpers. You can hit a joker anytime. I've seen jokers get hit hard and still stumble for 5 or 6 yards. I see a joker barely do a nice form arm tackle and drop a joker for 3 yards. That's what I'm looking for right there. Defensive playing like DeMarcus Lawrence. Gregory gets it together. You got Irvin coming back. All of them guys. So they're playing really good ball. The secondary is playing ball. Eagles are basically hurt. They're hurting in the secondary. And this is one of the most telling stats that I wanted to see, because I kept seeing these people talk about, well, they're going to have to score more points in this and that, in this. Why can't a team harken back to how football used to be? And that's the key to these that's the key to these high-powered offenses. The key to the high-powered offenses and to get the game down to how things sort of kind of used to be is to keep these guys off the field. Correct? Is to keep these guys off the field. If you can keep these guys off the field, right? The quarterbacks and all these high-powered numbers and stuff, with ball control, which Dallas has, one of the best backs in the league and one of the best lines in the league, that's how you do it. You feed Zeke, give him 30 touches, let him run that ball. Dink and dunk passes down there, it doesn't matter. And keep it and play strong defense and have a game 25-15. Every game doesn't have to be 50 or 45 to 37 and stuff like that or whatever. It's just like it's just thrown out the door. And you can do that, but everybody is trying to. It's such a quarterback-driven league that they want these high-powered scores. I'm like, what they did. That was a 13-10 game with whatever it was, a 13-10 game or whatever. And the Dallas could have actually scored in the last and made it a 10-point game, but they didn't. They kneeled the ball down. But that's what I'm talking about. So, but this is one of the tests of Stellan. So I was looking, and they was talking about how Dak needs to do this, and they got to score 30. They got to do this. That's coming from a quarterback. Kurt Warner was talking about that. And I looked at and then Carson Wentz, everybody saying all this stuff. And I went and compared the two quarterbacks because Dak it's been critical. If Dak gets his pocket awareness down, he'll be just fine. He's not going to wire you with his own. He's going to be just fine. But this is the thing right here. I looked up Carson Wentz missed the first 2 games of the season. Okay, Carson Wentz is a 69.7% completion attempts, completion ratio attempts, and all this stuff. 2,846 yards, 18 touchdowns, and seven interceptions. And I haven't heard say, oh, he's hurt. He's been hurting. Yeah, he's still playing though, right? He's back. Then I went to Dak Prescott because a lot of mess has been said about it with Dak. Dak is at 66.8%, 2,676 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 5 picks. Now, those stats may not wow anybody in today's league. But right now they're sitting at 7-5 and riding a 3-game win streak. And Dak has turned the ball over fumble-wise. Dak also has 301 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. So he has a total of 19 touchdowns. Okay? They stretch that ball, get the ball to Cooper, run Zeke. That's where it starts and stops with him. Dallas will be just fine. Dallas puts up that type of performance again on defense, being that way or something close to that. Run Zeke. They're going to be just fine for the rest of the year. See, Dallas, people don't realize Dallas actually has the remedy of bringing old smash mouth football back into the league and winning that way, the way they used to win back in the 90s. Instead of all the high power set. I got no problem with that, but it's smash mouth football and hard nosed defense. That's what can still win. That's what can win these games. And that's why I think they can sit up there and actually beat Philly and definitely take over and finish 8 and get to 8-5. I think Dallas has an opportunity to finish 11-5 and win the East and go deep into the playoffs. Because remember, that's one thing we keep looking at. We're acting like this. Oh, so long. These guys just started getting together in 2016. These guys are young. These guys are young. Cooper's young. Dak's young. Elliott's young. These guys are young. These guys got a good 3 or 4 year more, 3 or 4 more year run in them. They get it together. Last year was a stumbling block with the whole thing with Zeke, but every nose has been clean. Everything has been good. So that's what I'm talking about. They keep up that kind of. If they get Zeke the ball, leading rusher in the NFL, get him the ball. Dak's pocket awareness, and the defense just need to do what the defense been doing. It's the offense that need to step their game up some. And don't turn the ball over. Dallas will win games, and Dallas will go deep into the playoffs. And their defense will slow down. Their offense will keep those high-powered. Their offense can keep high-powered offenses off the ball with ball control. That's how you win. But I just found it. I just wanted to point that out to y'all that's not that much of a difference, and only a 2-game difference because he missed first two games of the season. Wentz. It's not that even much of a difference in their quarterback stats. Not much at all. Of course, because Wentz is supposed to be so much better than Dak anyway, but the stats around they're the same. So what are we talking about here? Again, sometimes I'm going to point out to y'all double standardness when I see it. And that's exactly what I'm pointing out. Double standard. So we're going to see what the Cowboys do today. I hope they come out with a W. They're playing in Arlington and stuff like that. So we'll see what ends up happening. But that's that double standard crap that I keep talking about, though. And it still wears his head there when it's not that big of a difference between what Dak Prescott has done and what Carson Wentz is doing now. And Carson Wentz is their franchise quarterback. All pro last year and all that. He can get if he didn't mess his knee up and all that stuff, break it, ACL and all that stuff like that, he would have won the MVP last year and been All-Pro first team, second team, and all that stuff. He ended up having a great season and stuff, just, and get the Super Bowl even though he didn't play. So that's what we're talking about here. And I just wanted to let you guys know. I may come back later with a little bit, but if not, check me out. Subscribe to the channel, Everything Football 62. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Check me out over on Twitter, Everything Football 62 on Twitter, 62. And check me out, y'all. And remember, there is no GOAT. There is no greatest of all time because time is still going on. Y'all guys have a good one. Enjoy your day.